All right, howdy peeps. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Okay, let's take a little trip back in time. This is back in 2020. We all went on a little trip, a little excursion down to Florida with Dirt Perfect and Officer Hoover and ran into Big Deal 18 and all of them down there, and Jason Works a lot and Jamie Jr. or SOT and all that stuff. Anyways, we went to buy a Lowboy. And at the Ritchie Brothers Auction Company. Now, the one we actually ended up with, let me pause this, is not this good one we're looking at. It's the next one. Of course, leave it up to me. I end up with the jalopy. So, it was a good machine because it was a 2015 Talbot, just built out of the most beautifulest steel on this side of the Atlantic. I mean, just made into a beautiful piece. So, and yeah, it's not that trailer that we're looking at here. But anyways, bring it back. Me and Big Dan go down and get it. And he went down with me. This is before he come back to work for us again at the company again. And boy, I think after this trip, I think me and Dan got a lot closer. I think, man, I tell you, they say absence makes a heart grow fonder, man. Dan saw, I told Joni, I said, we need to go down and get these because this is all the way down in Florida. And then Dan, I said, what is Dan doing? She said, well, he was trucking gravel at the time, and he was setting it back at home. It was in the off season. And she said, you know what? I bet you and him would have fun doing that. She said, let me ask him. She said, if he can't do it, Larry probably do it with you. But she said, I got stuff I need Larry to do. So anyways, I'm getting off the beaten path. But man, I just wanted to hit on that, man. It was wonderful to take a trip with Dan. Well, it'll put all of it in perspective. Then a little bit later, Dan's like, you know what? I'm about getting sick of trucking gravel. He said, so then it's been downhill it's been in the past ever since then. I mean, and now Dan's ripping in on Blackie, doing Blackie and stuff in his spare time. And the moral of the story is we have finally, after setting for 2 years, this trailer has up in our lot. After setting for 2 years, we're finally going to tear into this trailer. So we pulled it in, and the last video, me and Matt Smith is working on it. And in this video, what we're going to do is we are going to get the tongue fixed, put back on it, get the wiring, get it road worthy, not road ready. I can get somebody to follow me if their flashers on or whatever. But we got an appointment to get to Ruxers, and I'm out of time. I've got to get this thing thrown together in such a way where it's safe to pull down the road to haul it to Ruxers to get the frame straightened on this thing. So here we go. Hope you all enjoy this. I've not been recording a lot on this trailer project here recently because we are rocking and rolling and there's a lot going on. People help me. Everything's going good. It's Saturday. Come in. Robin and Matt's been helping me. Matt's headed home now, and we got the utilities strung back to where we can temporary them to get this thing, because we're taking it to, if I hadn't told you already, we're taking it to Ruxers to do a frame tweaking. This here was screwed up front. There's a few pieces screwed up that we'd fixed. This piece here was drawn out, and we had to come along, it gouged it all loose and pulled it back to where it goes. So it's all welded back in where it goes. We stringed everything, looks good. This piece had got tweaked out. Put a jack in there, jacked it all out. This piece, everything is back as it should be. Factory specs. Everything is nice and good and dandy, and I beefed it up a little bit. This is back in. This was bent a little bit. We got it straightened out and put a little cap on the end of it, make it a little stouter there. This here ring doodad was bent. It's still hot. It was bent back, and we heated it up. Me and Matt did. Heated, or Robin heated rather. And then I took a hammer, hit it right there, and now look how they're at. It's just plenty. It's not perfect, but it's plenty good enough. Had some crackage there in this little skid pan thing. We put some tabs on it to kind of transfer the strain to where it'll still have some plastic to it, but so it hopefully stops them cracks. And we're ready to flip this thing back over. Me and Robin's getting ready to go out and flip it back over. We're gonna slide the baby together and get this tongue back on this thing.
So what we're doing right now is me and Robin's gonna pull this outside and flop this over and try to be very careful and not tear up the asphalt or tear up anything really is what we're trying to do. And he's gonna bring it back in with the wheel loader and we're gonna try to mount this thing back on the trailer, get it mounted back on the trailer, see if it plugs in right and stuff like that, you know, after all the modifications and stuff we had to do to it and stuff to get it all back to factory spec, so to speak. So far at this point, it's really, there's no red flags. It's really seeming like it's going really smooth, which scares me because I usually don't work on my projects. Usually I don't just bang, bang, bang through them. It's like son of a buck and old crap and making up 1,000 million curse words. You know, brand new curse words, you know, to use in the, you know, in the repertoire. Some of them sound pretty pathetic, but they help. They help. It's like a somebody with Tourette's and sneezing, or what are their ticks? It's like a frustration ticks. That's what it is. All right. So I'll shut up. Robin's gonna flip it over, and then we're gonna bring it back in, plug it back into the rig here.
This is cool. I'm excited. Been waiting for this for 2 years. It's almost 2 years now.
Now we could see from the camera here that I couldn't see when we come in, or I wasn't thinking about it or what, but that little wee whopper sticking down, it's a spring-loaded wee whopper. I don't know if it's spring-loaded or not, or just gravity with the cylinder and stuff on it, you know. But anyways, the wee whopper's down, and it's putting a little resistance since it's hanging. Instead, you know, usually that's plugged on the back of a semi-truck. Well, swinging from the loader chains, it ain't got much forward push to push on it, and I don't want him to get too hard on it and push the trailer off the stands, you know. The trailer's all up on blocks and jack stands, so I don't want to move the trailer, but I think in the end, Robin actually gets a little bit persuasive on it and snaps it right into place. But at this point, I'm struggling through it, trying to figure out, you know, how we're going to get this thing. Is it all right? You know, everything's an unknown at this point.
Well, that needs a little love. Here you go! Ha ha! She snaggled. There it is. The tongue is on the Talbert. This mother freaking aggravates me to none end. No end. None in, none in, no end. This trailer, every damn fitting on this thing, when they got in a wreck, and I don't want to dog a Lowboy man. If you're Lowboy man, don't take any offense to this, please, but son of a buck, every time. All right, where's we at? I had a camera death problem. If you don't have compassion for machinery, you shouldn't be using it. I'm just telling you. And people goes, well, you're getting attached to material things. No, I'm not getting attached to material things. I'll tell you what I'm getting attached to. Some wonderful, beautiful, hard-working man built this. He run his bead. That ain't a robot. That's a man doing that. Look at that bead. Look at the whales. The engineers that thought this up, look at this. Look at this. This is hands-on engineering. That's what Talbert is. Hands-on engineering. These guys are smart. These guys put a lot of effort in this. And if you're some fat, lazy truck driver driving this son of a buck, don't give a crap about nobody but yourself. Or a tow truck driver that don't give a shit about, you know, nothing, you know. What I get attached to ain't, so if Mitch Trucking wrecks this thing, and then Billy Bob the wrecker man comes, and Mitch Trucking sitting there eating his Twinkies and donuts and soda pop, he just got hot dog ketchup and stuff all over his face from gorging his face, and he runs into the daggone bridge embankment. You know, he's gonna pull up and he's just gonna sit there on his fat butt. And the DOT bear, yeah, when he gets there, stuff's gonna happen too. But I mean, when the wrecker man gets there, he's like, well, why am I trying to save this thing? Dear wrecker man, you're not saving it from that guy. That fat sack of horse manure don't give a crap about nothing but himself. But these wonderful people, through slag burns and everything else, that manufactured this and put this together, that's their artwork. This is artwork. This is somebody's artwork. And you're just going through there with the sledgehammer, breaking off every daggone one of these fittings. Whoever recovered this Lowboy on the side of the interstate, just sledgehammer. I go to the air tank, put air in it, it's leaking like a sieve back here. Go back here, put a plug in the tank, sledgehammer it off. You know, it's just like, why does nobody care? That drives me up the wall. I'm like, well, you can get it off faster that way. Well, just do it the right way in a hurry. That's how you do it. You do it the right way in a hurry. I don't get that. Do the right thing. Always try to do the right thing to the best of your ability. Drives me nuts. Sorry for the toxicity. I'll get that thing took care of. Daggone sledgehammered everything off.
Bless America. Meanwhile, the guys are out there today. They went to the woods, Mama and the guys, and they're getting things picked up and cleaned up out there on a job site. All the equipment's coming through here, so I'm trying to get this Lowboy out of here because we got a bunch of servicing to do and stuff before we go out again. And these easy outs that I'm using are the best easy outs ever freaking made. I'm telling you. I love the daggone thing. Alright, so here it is right here. It's a brass piece that he just broke off the hammer because he's an ass, whoever the guy was. But these pieces, these easy outs, are something else. Irwin, you get them at Napa. I'm not sales pitching you. Nobody's paying me to tell you that. I'm just telling you, they're awesome. I like awesome tools, and they are awesome tools. Now let me see if I can put some air back in this bad boy and get it air up a little bit. Good buddy. We're airing up this accelerator. Look and go, folks. Oh, I hear an air leak. We got another air leak. Let me go from an air leak. All right, I'm gonna back Papa Bear in here and see how this thing mates up. Hook up the hoses and do the hydraulics. I hope that don't bite us in the butt later on, because our hoses ain't quite long enough to reach with the trailer not into the fifth wheel. That ain't gonna help later on.
Guys, those of you that don't know me very well, I am a hillbilly. I promise you. Well, Mommy was with me and I was in a hurry. We got it up here. Pulls good. Feels good. I know it ain't, you know, it looks rough, but it actually runs down the road pretty nice. Pretty daggone proud of it. Suspension still up. This has been, I dropped it off. I come back here. I dropped it off a while back. I got a turn signal not working on this side. It's got electricity almost right to the wire. It's real weird. Almost right to the light. It's got full voltage all the way up to the light. It's just, I thought, screw it, we're running out of time, we'll go with it. And the brakes, I got them all hooked up because there's a ding up there where that T is. I got all the brakes hooked up, but I didn't hook them up here because I didn't have the air fittings to hook them up here. So I just released the brakes and drove slow. You know, it's just a there ain't a lot of metal to it. It does weigh a decent amount back here though. We was out of time. We was gonna miss our time slot if we didn't leave when we left. So, but it pulls good. I'll probably bring my hose and get my hose hooked up when I pull it back. It's nice to have brakes back here because if anybody stops in front of you or something, you'll wad yourself up in a pile. So I didn't like driving up here without brakes. But like I said, we was out of time. So I'll hook them up before I head back. I don't like doing that. But all the air stuff finally works good. I went through, these two switches was acting up because they'd set for a while. The leveling valve had an act up in it. And what I think happened is I think somebody undone that stick and then put the stick on in the wrong slot. It was acting goofy. And finally I took it apart and worked on it a little bit, and finally I got it to where it's the way it should be. And it works good. And the dump bag on the axle and everything works good. All the air stuff's working good. This emergency thing, I don't get this. Well, see, I don't know, it works on them. I don't get it. There's something with this that ain't fully figured out yet. There's been, I think when the wreck happened, there's some mucking around happened on this back here. I have no idea. But it works right on emergency. When you're on normals, when everything goes haywire, I don't get it. That valve, I might as well get that valve. I'll just get that valve. I'll just go ahead and get that valve and replace it. Make sure that thing's, because I'm sure when the wreck happened, there's, you know, like holy cow, pow, you know, I'm sure, you know, there's shock when that plastic housing thing, you know, that was not pretty. Better than that, pretty daggone nice. I think it's gonna be one heck of a trailer when I finally get it done. It's gonna be probably the best one in the place when we get it done. But it's got plenty more work to do yet. But old boy from Rutgers come out here, looked it over, and he said, "Oh, that ain't that bad. We'll get that." I'm just being real particular. I want it just right. Well, let's get out of here. Boys and girls, I want to tell you, I'm very proud of this project. I'm proud of the guys, Robin and Matt, so far with the help. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. We're off to a good start, and I think this thing is going to turn out to be one heck of a machine. So and it wouldn't turn out to be a decent buy, I guess, too, by the time it's all said and done. Thanks, everybody. I hope everybody has a good one later on.